on. And these people out here driving crazy. Hey, Mud Mud, how are you? I'm on my way home. And what a crazy week I have had. Mud, I got to work yesterday and the cops was there. First, I got to work on Monday. One of the staff was on the ground crying. She had got some devastating news about her health. Then I get to work yesterday. The police was there because two of the high level employees, I call them the big wigs, got into a cussing match. Somebody got physical with somebody, I don't know, but the police was called. One person had to get escorted out. Now it's a big investigation. It's just like, what in the world is going on with people? Like, it's crazy. And the one of the guys who got into it with, I haven't reached out to him yet, because they should do an investigation and find out what happened. But it's crazy. Tomorrow's Good Friday. I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna pray real good before I go to sleep. I gotta be back at work in the morning early. That's why I left early today. I can't never have a normal schedule. I prefer to work evenings. Now I'm like eat half days, half swing. Tomorrow I gotta go early. I'm like, yeah, messing up my sleep pattern. How you doing, Mud? Yeah, it's a lot of things going on. I'm struggling with a lot of things right now. Hi, sweet Rita. You know, sometimes you have to make tough decisions, and sometimes those decisions hurt people. You know, so you got to think long and hard and careful. Because some things just don't need to be repeated. You know. Yeah, I'm not watching the chat because I'm driving, and it seems like everybody want to drive crazy today. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a please don't come over and hit me. Damn, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. You know, I almost lost my faith in people. Like, I try to be positive all the time. When I see stuff that gets me down, I start watching it. Like, I don't even really watch the news. I used to be a news freak. Like, I used to watch it. I used to wake up to the news, watch the news before I go to bed. All that. I stopped doing it because it started to get too negative, right? You know, now it's just, I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. The decisions you make will follow you for a long time. Anyway, y'all, tomorrow's Good Friday and Sunday is Easter. I'm making my grandbaby some Easter baskets, but I'm putting. They got these cute little um, tablets. They are so cute. I bought them tablets a year ago for Christmas. They tore them up. They probably was too little for them. They bigger now. But I found some little cute ones. I'm gonna make them some baskets. So they gonna get them after Easter. Well, they gonna have some baskets on Easter, but I'm gonna go down after Easter and take them my baskets. They are so freaking cute. But anyway, back to what I was saying about decisions and things you do, and you set out to hurt people, and it's just crazy. I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes I don't like that. But I remember a friend of mine when I was dating this guy. He was like, "That's what makes you you." Like, I could. I cried while watching The Simpsons. Like I was like, damn. I never forget we had a meeting at work, and I used to love my boss. I used to love him, and him and the manager got into it. He got up. He known for making big speeches. He got up and basically did a set of speeches and basically was saying kiss his ass. Took his badge off and threw on the table and said, I quit. I was crying and everybody's sitting there just looking and I'm over there crying. It's like, it's okay, honey. I was like, I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I hated that happened. I was the only one in there crying. Then when I first started this company, I worked 9 months straight. I was so happy to get this job because I'm almost like quadrupled my income when I got this job. I was like so fucking happy. I worked 9 months straight. Didn't miss a beat. Come layoff time, I was number 10 on the seniority list from the bottom up, right? Because I was new. Them motherfuckers laid off 10 people. They came in there and they was getting people out the lab, taking them to the office and laying them off. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So it's like 10:30. I'm getting off at 11 o'clock. I said, okay, I think I'm good. Them motherfuckers came, called my name. I had just bought me a new car too, y'all. They called me in their office and they told me that I was getting laid off. And when I tell y'all, I didn't want to cry. I wanted to say, whatever I wanted to say. I cried so bad, I was hyper fucking ventilating almost. I was like, and the supervisor, Jesse, I'll never forget him. After they told me, they was like, you getting laid off, wasn't that much they can say is, you get laid off, get the fuck out. It's time for you to go. So I'm crying. Jesse walked me to my car. This other guy named, who was this? Hector. Oh my God, I love Hector. Hector came out and gave me a hug, and I got in my car. I think I cried for a week. Anyway, when I left that night, the next morning, and the guy was like, you took it so hard yesterday. I was just so worried about you. I just had to call and check on you. Can y'all imagine how embarrassed I was? Do y'all know how embarrassed I was when they telling me I'm getting laid off? I cried like a goddamn baby, so bad that the HR people was disturbed. They had to call and check on me. I'm like, what? I couldn't, y'all. I tried not to cry. I didn't want to cry. I'm emotional, but I was laid off for 2 months. I took a trip to Ohio. I was like, you know what? I had registered for school. I was like, I ain't gonna let this get me down. 2.5 months, I was actually in Ohio. I took the bus to Ohio. And when I took the bus to Ohio, it was a girl that I worked with. She was Egyptian. You call them Egyptians? She's from Egypt. And she called me. She said, I had a dream. I had a dream that you're going to come to work. You get ready to come back to work. I was like, this lady crazy. And when I tell you, the next day, they called me and told me that they was paying. When you not get fired, when you get laid off, they start at the bottom of the seniority list and go up. So I was the last person to get laid off. So when it came to hiring people back, they had to stop. They had to start at the top of the seniority list, which was me. So I was the first person they called, and they was like, they was like, hi, we calling. We want to know if you want to come back to work. I was like, yes. I hung up the phone. I think I started doing jumping jacks. I was so happy. Lord help me. Lord help me. I was so happy to get back to work. And I have not missed a beat, and that was over 20-some years ago. Now that I'm coming in talking about even a layoff, I'm going to get my keys, get my goddamn purse, turn off my computer. I ain't going to even clean out my locker. They can have that shit. And I'm going to be gone. On my way home, it's making me buy me a plane to Memphis. I'm not going to have that same reaction. But y'all, you see how I can't control my emotions? Like, I was crying so bad. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm just talking. I'm not looking at the chat or nothing because I'm driving. But, y'all, to this day, Well, some of the people, a lot of people ain't there no more. We still talk about that, about how they see me crying and they walk me to the car and it was sad. Man, I'm telling you, sweet Rita, I didn't want to cry. Let me see, what's another moment where I cried and I didn't want to cry? Now I'm starting to cry when I leave Memphis because my grandma would be like, Grandma, stay with us. And I'll be like, oh, I can't. Oh, I mean, the last time I left, I went down there, I came back, I cried when I got on the plane. I was like, oh, I miss my grandbabies. But girl, I gotta learn how to control these emotions. You know, um, well, my mom got sick on New Year's Eve, and that to me, that took me over. What was going on? You know, and, and I cried because I hadn't planned on it all day. We got back home about 9 o'clock at night. Me and my start drinking. We went out, we had fun, but just trying to get my mind off things. I'm tired of crying all the time. That's one emotion, y'all. I'm trying to control. I think I'm a little better at it. Not really. The stuff I've been dealing with this week, even though it's not my fault, it's something that I discovered that it made me sad, and I was like, wow, this is really sad. You know, it's crazy. It's just. I remember when I volunteered for Katrina. Um, when Katrina happened, and we was getting these phone calls. I was a supervisor over the call center, so we would walk around. It was like a row of people. We walking up and down the road, and like if the callers have any issues or problems, right, they'll get a supervisor to raise a card. We'll go help them. So one lady raised her card, and I went over there. She's like, so she gave me the phone. I said, hello. I want to speak to a white person. I was like, excuse me? I want to speak to a white person. I'm like, how the hell you know I ain't white? Oh my God. This is what this guy, he was screaming. So I was like, okay. So I dealt with that call. Now, this is my first time ever working in management. This is what made me want to be a supervisor. This was tough. So one girl called. She was a young girl. And she was crying. And she had like 4 kids. And what happened was her her kid's father, right? Okay, so when a hurricane hit, they was passing out that FEMA money, right? So when a hurricane hit, the father of her kids lived. I don't know where he lived at. He didn't live where they were at, and he claimed the money. So when she called and when she talked to the representative, they said that she had already claimed, so she was crying. So they raised their card. I went over. I had to take this call, so I talked to her. She was just crying. Oh my God, I'm the primary caregiver, and I don't know why they let him claim the money, and we don't have no lights. We don't have any food, no electricity. She was just crying. I mean, y'all. Yeah, I know I was batting my eyes and wiping my tears away. So I was like, okay, we're going to take care of this. So I did what I had to do and started her another case. But what I did, I wrote down her phone number. Because me, I'm feeling so sorry for this girl. I'm like, I'm going to send her some of my own fucking money. This is what I was thinking, right? So she was crying so bad. I set up another case and I put the other one under investigation. I leave out and I go take a break. And I go call the girl on a block number. A guy answered the phone. All you hear is music in the background, and they party, and I'm like, what the fuck? The girl was crying and shit, but when she hung up, they was partying. I don't know if they was drinking, but when I had called her back. It was like enough time for me to hang up the phone and walk outside and call her. All of 7 minutes. And when I called her back, and I was gonna tell her, hey, I felt your pain. I cried with you. Let me help you. until you get the money from the FEMA. Girl, that man answered the phone. All I heard was rap music in the back, and I heard like somebody was playing cards or dominoes, and I was like, what the fuck? Can you believe it? So this is what I'm saying. This girl had me crying with her on the phone, and when she was part of the hurricane, she probably did need the money, but I don't. She made it seem like that they were like in the house with no lights, no gas, no food. They wrapped up in covers, shaking, and she on the phone calling because she has an emergency need. And I was like, this lady, this lady that took my ass, But I still made sure that I still processed her case. I still made sure she got her money. It was a lot of fraud during the Katrina. It was a lot of fraud, and it was a call center that um, this is what tripped me out. I was supposed to go to Ground Zero when I did Katrina, right? But um, the by the time I got my travel card and got everything, they switched me to Sacramento to the call center. Now it was a big scandal in Sacramento because the people at the call center was stealing the money. They was having their relatives go call because see what they were doing. They were you will call the center and we will just Western Union the money. It wasn't a lot of credentials that you had to show. You used to call in and they was giving you like so many $100 per kid. People were getting the thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So it was a big scandal because they was the callers, the workers was stealing the money. So they was all on the news. Now I ain't gonna kid you not, and this is not a racist thing. When they showed it on the news, it was all black people. I went down there to that call center because we replaced those people. And when we got there, the stories we heard, and they showed us the people that were stealing the money. It was some blacks, but it was mostly white people. I was like, ain't that something on the news? They showed all blacks. I am a living witness. I went down there, and they wasn't getting they was getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. They was taking these people that got affected in the hurricane money. Oh my God, y'all, that was a stressful time. Hi, Hood Edition. That was a stressful time because I worked 14 days straight, no breaks, no nothing. We were stressed out. Like after we were taking the phone calls for the people that was affected by the disaster, we had to go talk to a psychiatrist, to make sure we were okay. So they paid for our food and stuff. They gave us a credit card. So we all found the restaurant that would take our money for food, but we was actually getting liquor. We was getting drinks. We were stressed out. We had to get off work and get us a drink. We were working 10 hours a day, 14 days straight. And it was a noble thing. It made me feel good to help people. But when we got off work, when we found that place that had us come and use our credit cards, like we were buying food, it was giving us liquor, shit, we had a good old time. Yeah, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. That was one of the saddest things I had to do. I'm glad I knew some people that went to Ground Zero during the Katrina. They was driving trucks and living in tents and shit. I could have did it, but I'm glad I didn't have to. I went to talk to them. But y'all, anyway, I'm talking about my emotions on how, I'm quick to cry. I am. Things make me sad. I'm an emotional person. I'm an emotional person. So, um, everything that I went through this week, it made me sad. I was like, how can people treat you like? How can people do this? It is what it is. So y'all, y'all don't laugh at me, my little story, but it's the truth. It's the truth. So I'm learning to get my emotions under control and not cry at the drop of a dime. You know, I'm trying not to. You know, I know y'all. Some of y'all be crying at times when y'all don't want to cry, and the shit just come out. I be like, dang. Even my boss will tell me in a minute, don't cry. I'm like, I feel like I'm a kid. He know me very well. He know me very well. That's why when they said it was a big fight at my job yesterday, and I'm so glad I wasn't there. I am so glad I didn't want to witness that. I did not want to witness that. Mm-mm. Thank you, Lord. I came up after it all happened. Y'all, thank y'all for rolling with me on my way home from work. You know, be kind to people, be nice to people, and I'm gonna come back probably later on, probably on the weekend. I got a tough decision to make, um, deciding on what I'm gonna do about this situation. It'll work out. I'm praying on it, and I'm gonna let it be that. You know, because sometimes the truth will hurt a lot of people, but the truth needs to be said. You know, it needs to be said, it needs to be talked about. But I don't like hurting people, so I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Thank you for coming through, Chef Dice, Bud, Sweet Rita. I'm not looking at the chat, y'all. I'm driving. But I'm going to Vegas this weekend, y'all. I'm going to try this again. Last time I was on my way to Vegas, somebody stole my whole goddamn purse. Y'all, I had everything in there. I felt like my whole life was gone, and then I had to say, wait a minute, you still breathing. Everything in that purse, you can get it back. And I got it back. I got everything back within 2 weeks. But my whole purse was gone. I had like $150 in there, maybe, give or take. I know for sure I always keep $100 bill in my wallet, so I know they got that. They got all my credit cards. They got all my medical cards. They got all my change I have at the bottom of my purse. Oh, they got my nice purse. They even got my mother's medical cards that I have, you know. But I got everything back. And I was on my way to Vegas when that happened. So I didn't even go to Vegas. I just went back home. And I was just so upset. But now I'm gonna get up tomorrow and go to work, and then my sister gonna come to my job, and she gonna pick me up and be rolling out. Hi, Amber. Hello. Tomorrow's Good Friday, and Sunday is Easter. Who dyeing eggs out there? Who having an Easter egg hunt? I missed that when I was young. We used to dye eggs. We used to have Easter egg hunts. My mama would buy those big fluffy ass dresses, red and white. We used to have a big chocolate bunny, taking pictures, going to the park, having an Easter egg hunt. We did family things. You know, life ain't the same no more. All the kids is in their phones. You know what I mean? They don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want to communicate with nobody. People still trying to get over the pandemic. The little kids is now seeing people without the mask on, and they don't know where the hell they at. My grandbaby is 4 years old, so when the pandemic hit, all she really remembers is seeing everybody in masks. Now they out. She's like, what the hell is this? You know? Come on, dude. I was going to tell y'all something important. Oh, you guys, I'm having I'm gonna have I don't want to call it ghetto. I'm having a hood family feud. I'm getting my questions together, and they're gonna be funny, and they're gonna make you think. So I'm trying to get it together now. I got a few questions, so it's gonna be a hood family feud. We're gonna come on here and just have some fun, and my questions is gonna be funny. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna laugh together. I haven't really laughed all this week. You know, I've been sad, but I can't let people live in my head rent free, right? Gotta leave it alone. Keep on trucking. But it's gonna be fun, y'all. I'm gonna write it. I gotta finish. I'm gonna write a couple of more questions up, and then we'll have it. Your girl having a birthday coming up soon, y'all. Your girl having a birthday. You know. So I'm excited about that. I always used to get the birthday blues like seven days before my birthday, but that's a mindset. Like I gotta stop claiming that. I'm not having no birthday blues. I'm having a hunt. All right. Let me see who in here. I just got off the freeway. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we used to always dye eggs and stuff. I wish I could dye with my grandbaby, but my daughter gonna do it because I did it with her when she was little. I miss those days. We didn't have cable. We just had one channel, select or on. We didn't have all these, different movie channels. So it was more family time. We would go outside, run and play hide and go seek, baseball, or play football, play catch, anything. Now kids just sit in the house, don't do nothing, don't get no exercise. Like, it's sad. Every time I go visit my grandbabies, even though in Memphis sometimes it's cold and snowing and shit, but when the weather is pretty good, I go get my grandkids and we just go out in the front yard. They just run up and down the street, waving. I did it one day and the neighbors came out and started waving. They probably happy to see somebody. I said, people in Memphis don't come outside. The hell? So every time I come, we go outside. I let them run up and down the street. Ride their bikes, all that. So they know when I'm coming, Grandma gonna take them outside. Yep. Oh, thank y'all for rolling home with a sister. I appreciate it. Y'all, don't be laughing at my little stories. My stories be true, real, and raw. They be real and raw. Oh, shit, y'all. I'm almost at home. I gotta be up. I gotta be up in the morning, probably at 7 o'clock. Oh my goodness, back to work. They don't have no mercy on me, but my boss do let me. Well, I'm on restricted duty anyway, so I'm supposed to sit down half my shift. Lately, I just been sitting. I ain't gonna say I ain't been working. I've been doing more computer and desk work, and occasionally walking around checking on people. But it's good to have a boss that understands. My boss, I love him to death. He loves me probably a little too much. He do. Just look at this. You're not supposed to be in that alley. I think he loved me a little too much, but I ain't gonna rock the boat. I'm just gonna let him do his thing, and he want me by his side. I'd be like, some people want to take advantage of their boss. Come to work, sitting this. Oh, he don't need till 5 o'clock. I'm like, dude, I gotta work. I got things I gotta do. Nah, this is no cap. I'm serious. But he be stressed out. His boss stresses him out, so he wanna vent to me. So I just go in there and let him talk. And then when he leave, I get in there and go to work. And some people like to have them kind of problems, huh? Oh, these people got my parking spot. Did they? Oh no, they didn't. Rat is a rabbit. I don't want to see none of those animals. So and then when I get home, it be freaking cats. Last night, it was a big old cat, so big I didn't know if it was a raccoon or a cat. And I'm trying to scare him, blowing my horn. He just looking at me. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight this cat. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm parking now. And I gotta go up in here, take a shower, and go straight to bed. I'm not a morning person, but I gotta get up early in the morning, fight traffic to get to work. But I will be leaving early, having me a margarita at the casino. I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm parking. I don't know why this dude parked like this. No, I gotta park here too. Damn cats! Get away from here! Why these cats don't? These cats are not scared. They probably mixed breed with something else. There's one sitting out. Maybe he needs you home. Need a home. But I'm sorry. I'm not putting no cats in my house. I'm not feeding them. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about maybe he need a home. I need a home too. Shit. So he ain't finna come up in there. Oh, Mud, you couldn't live over here. You probably have every cat on the block in your house. No, these cats, they got homes. They be right. It's the same cats that run the same in front of the same house. I just don't want to see them when I'm getting off work, walking all up on me and shit. I don't like people walking up on me. They hungry. Well, I'm hungry too. Inflation is high. Cats can't eat regular food anyway. I ain't gonna go buy no cat food. You know what, Amber and Mud, y'all, y'all and y'all animals. I ain't having it. Anyway, y'all, I'm home. I'm about to get upstairs, take a shower, dive head first in the bed so I can be up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Jesus, help me. And thank y'all for rolling home with a sister. A sister appreciated. I have animals that come from for visits. Girl, bye Mud. Bye you guys.